So the sit and stare indication is trained through a process called active passive. And that method is based on chasing games. It's based on having a dog with a high motivation for chasing after the toy. And after a while, we start to add a passive element where the dog learns to focus on that toy and stare at it until it moves. And that's the passive part of it. So I've got a few questions about some of the things that I do in the videos, especially the touching. I sometimes touch the dog's head, and I would like to explain why I do that. So for some of the dogs that we train, the distance and the focus and the precision in the indication is really, really important. It can be because it's a really small scent picture, or by other reasons it's important for the dog to be close and stable. So this distance and that focus is something that we can effectively train, especially in the last steps of active passive when we are on ground level. And one of the things we do is to use leash tension. We add it already during chasing games to teach the dog that leash tension means move forward, focus on moving forward, instead of taking that leash tension as a correction or a stop. Another thing that I can do to increase the focus is to touch the dog a little bit, just on the side of the head or up on the head. And the first reaction when the dog has the toy in front and I touch the dog used to be that they move forward. And that gives me the opportunity to reward the dog for a closer distance. And it also allows me to condition that tool so that I'm able to use it in the indication training later on, when I've already added the full indication to the search, and then also get a closer distance there. So what you will see in the videos that I put together is a few examples of the first step, where you can see that quick movement forward when I touch the dog or when I use the leash tension. And you will see that the same movement that I get there is what I use also in the next step when I do a very short search and indication. In the last step, you will see a couple of fully trained indications where I have that precision and the close distance. A sit and stare can actually be too relaxed, and the dog can think too much of the sitting. And when you have a dog who takes a few steps back and just sit without having that precision, a sit and stare is not very effective, because it will not point out really the source or the hide. So that's why we focus so much on getting that precision. And yeah, you will see the example of the process. Of course, there are several more steps to add to this, but at least it will give you a short and simple explanation. Just tease the dog a little bit, throw it away, wait until the toy is still, and then you move together with the dog. Walk close to the dog, keep the tension all the time. Place the foot that you are planning to kick with as close as possible to the toy. Tension all the way. Place your foot next to the toy so that you don't need to move it more than necessary. Just trigger the dog to go closer. And when I feel that movement, I kick. What we do then is to just basically play more and more intense.